अभिनंदन, अभिषेक कागवाड़, अभिषेक, अक्षता बेळवी,
Present, sir.
ओके, आनंद क्याबानी, अंजुम बिरादर,
Present, sir.
ओके, बसवराज गडकरी, बसवराज,
Present, sir.
ओके, बसवराज ऐनापुरे, बसवराज ऐनापुरे, भाग्यश्री मठ, भाग्यश्री, भक्ति बस्तवाड़कर, भक्ति, भारती हादीमनी, भारती, चेतन कुमार सुलदाड़, चेतन कुमार, दीपक जामदार, दीपक, दिव्या कुलकर्णी, दिव्या कुलकर्णी, गढ़ प्रथमेश शिवाजी, गढ़ प्रथमेश शिवाजी, ज्योति ओलेकर, ज्योति ओलेकर, किरण लिगाड़े, किरण लिगाड़े, लक्ष्मीकांत कालोजी, लक्ष्मीकांत कालोजी, मानतेश पाटिल,
Yes, sir.
ओके, मोळे प्रेम,
Present, sir.
राइट, ओके, नागेश, नागेश, नागेश इज देयर, नंदीश,
Present, sir.
ओके, पूजा पाटिल, पूजा पाटिल,
Present, sir.
ओके, प्रमोद कुमार,
Present, sir.
राइट राइट, प्रमोद कुमार हुंशाळ, प्रमोद कुमार, प्रवीण मगदुम, प्रवीण, प्रियंका, प्रियंका, संध्या शिरोडकर, संध्या, संतोष पुजारी, संतोष पुजारी, संतोष सोनार, संतोष सोनार, शहबाज, शहबाज,
Present, sir.
ओके,
Present, sir.
राइट, शफिया, शफिया,
Present, sir.
ओके,
Present, sir.
राइट, श्रीधर, श्रीधर सोलकनवर, सृष्टि बर्मनवर,
Present, sir.
राइट,
Present, sir.
ओके, सिद्धार्थ वर्णेकर, सिद्धार्थ वर्णेकर, सिद्धार्थ पाटिल, सिद्धार्थ पाटिल, सुप्रिया, सुप्रिया, वंदना केटगौडर, वंदना,
Present, sir.
ओके, राइट, वसंत दोडमनी, वसंत, वेदत्ता कडपगोಳ, वेददत्ता, योगेश, योगेश, योगेश इज देयर, महेश, महेश,
Yes, sir.
दोडमनी, ओके,
Yes, sir.
राइट, बाळेश मुडलगी, बाळेश,
Yes, sir.
राइट, ताइक मोहम्मद,
Yes, sir.
राइट, प्रवीण राठौड़, प्रवीण,
Yes, sir.
ओके,
sir.
राइट, अभिषेक पालेकर,
Yes, sir.
अभिषेक पालेकर, ओके,
Yes, sir.
ऐश्वर्या, राइट,
Present,
Okay.
sir.
अमानुल्ला, अमानुल्ला, बंडोरकर तनय मोहनदास, बंडोरकर तनय मोहनदास, भावराव, भावराव, देसाई शोधन अशोक, शोधन, ओके, देवानवर अनिल कुमार, 1 minute, 1 minute, I have not come to your number, I will take. देवानवर अनिल कुमार शेकप्पा, Nand Kumar Patil. Nand Kumar. Nand Kumar Patil is not there. Pramod Kesti. Pramod.
Present, sir.
Right. Rohini Paule. Rohini.
Present, sir.
Right. Rohit Alwani. Rohit. Shashidhar Gaudar. Shashidhar. Sridhar Badiger.
Present, sir.
Okay. Saish. 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 Snehal Sawant. Snehal Sawant. Vaishnavi Sanikop. Vaishnavi Sanikop. Karthik. Karthik. Anybody else joined late?
Sir, roll number 2.
Roll number 2 I have marked. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Right. Baro I have marked.
Hello, sir, Bhaurav More.
Shodhan I have marked. Shodhan marked.
Okay.
Hello, sir, Bhaurav More.
Ha, I have marked yours. Baro.
Okay.
Okay. Let us start the today's class. Are you able to see the screen, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yesterday we discussed few topics such as we discussed encoding schemes, right? That is how the instructions store the values in registers and in memory locations, right? Then after that we studied assembling and running an 8051 program. Which are the different blocks of assembling and running an 8051 program? Different blocks there. Yes. Which are the different blocks in the assembling and running of 8051 program? Anybody? Which is the first block? First block?
Editor program.
Editor program, exactly. Editor program. Editor program will, you are typing the program. That is called as the editor program. Okay. So that you are saving that with the .asm extension. Which is the next block? After that, editor program. Next block. Assembler program. Assembler will convert the written or the typed program into object code and the list code. OBJ file consists of the machine code, and LST, that is list file, consists of the compilation process. So like this, many OBJ files are generated. All these OBJ files are linked by the linker program. That is the next block. Linker program will link all these OBJ files and it will produce a ABS file, absolute file. Okay, this absolute file is called as absolute because the memory locations of the data and the code are fixed, and hence the name given to it is absolute file. This absolute file is fed to object to hex converter, and the last block, object to hex converter, converts the absolute file to hex code. This hex code is the executable code which can be downloaded into the chip, and when this is run, when it is executed, it will execute various applications. It may be, I give the examples of controlling the motor, controlling the DAC, controlling ADC, controlling elevator. Right? Various applications can be controlled by running the program which is dumped or which is downloaded into the microcontroller chip. Clear, yes, students? Then after that, we discussed few things about data types of 8051 microcontroller, which are the various bits, units or data types of 8051 microcontroller. Units, data units of 8051 microcontroller. Which are those? Anybody? Which is the mostly used data unit? Whether it is bit or byte or nibble or word.
Byte.
Which one is that? Byte. Correct. Byte is the most widely used data unit of 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So this byte is used whenever there is data transfer between CPU, memory, and IO devices. So this is the most widely used data unit. Then bit is used for logical operations. There are few instructions which perform logical operations, right? Few operations on bit data, that is single bit manipulations. Okay, so logical operations are performed on it. Then there are few instructions which perform operation on 16-bit data, that is word data. Bit is 1 bit, then byte is 8 bits. Okay, nibble is 4 bits, word is 16 bits. There are few instructions which perform operation on 16-bit data, such as ADDC instruction and SUBB instruction, add with carry and subtract with borrow. Then there are few registers which help in accessing the, that is program counter and DPTR register, which are 16-bit registers. Right? They are meant for external memory, that is DPTR is for external memory location storage, and program counter, it is for storing the memory location of next instruction to be executed. Right? So like this, these are the various data units of 8051 microcontroller. Fine, students. Then after that, what was the next topic after that? Did we discuss anything after that? Data units. So next one is assembler directives. Okay, assembler directives. Now let me define what is assembler directive first. Assembler directives are the instructions, or they are the directions given to the assembler for a particular program structure and particular symbol definitions. They are nothing but the directions given to the assembler, right? So that the program structure is well defined. Program is well defined. It has a well defined structure and the symbols are well defined. So such of the directions given to the assembler, they are called as assembler directives. Assembler directives. Okay. So these assembler directives, they are also called as pseudo instructions. You have heard of the term pseudopodia in biology when you are studying in your PU level. Is it not? Pseudopodia, that is false feet. Correct. So here pseudo instructions means false instructions. They are not the actual instructions. They are called as instructions, but they are false instructions. Why they are called as false instructions or pseudo instructions is they do not generate the executable code. Just now I discussed about assembling and running an 8051 program, right? So there it is generating the executable code. Executable code is generated, hex code is generated at the end, right? Starting from the typed program till the end hex file, which is called as the executable file. So such executable file is not generated by the pseudo instructions or by the assembler directives, right? And hence they are called as, assembler directives are also called as pseudo instructions. Now what these assembler directives do? So these assembler directives, they either change the state of the assembler. I will come to that, what is meant by changing the state. Then they are used for either defining the symbols, symbol definitions, or they are used for initialization. They are either used for changing the state of the assembler, or for defining the symbols, or for initialization purpose. Now let us consider the functions of these assembler directives one after the another. Okay, and which are the various types of assembler directives that we come across in 8051 microcontroller. The first one is assembler state control. Assembler state control. So in this assembler state control, the first one is ORG, set origin. Set origin. Okay, the syntax of this ORG directive is ORG expression. ORG expression. This is the format that I have written here. ORG expression is the format or syntax of writing the ORG directive. Now this ORG directive, it is for storing the memory location of the first instruction to be executed in the program. ORG directive always stores memory location of the first instruction of the program. Okay, so that is what is meant by ORG or origin. The name itself will indicate. Origin means it will store the memory location of the first instruction of the program. Okay, so it is used to alter the assembler's location counter to set a new program origin for statements that follow the directive. Note that label is not permitted. We cannot use a label behind this org directive. Like we use the label, is it not? I explained to you the general format of writing an assembly instruction, right? So what is the general format of writing an assembly instruction? Label, right? Label colon, okay, then opcode, then label colon, then we have the mnemonic opcode 1 comma opcode 2 semicolon comment. This is a general format of writing an assembly instruction, right? So here we are using the label, but in this particular for org directive there is no label. You cannot use a label behind it. Example of org directive is org50h. org50h, it indicates that the first instruction of the program is stored starting from memory location 50h. Right? Suppose you write a program, org50h is the first, that is the assembler directive you are using. Then after that, let us say you are using move a comma 30h, then you write move a comma 40h, you write few lines, right? The first instruction, which is the first instruction, move a comma 30h, right? So for the move a comma 30h, that instruction is stored starting from memory location 50h. Okay, the first instruction of the program, its memory location is always stored in the memory location which is given by the org directive. Clear, yes students? That is the org directive. So next one is end directive. End directive, the name itself will indicate. Again, these names are such that the names will indicate their functions. End directive means it will indicate the end of the program. It will indicate end of the program. It is always used as the last statement of the program. Okay, so the last statement of the program is always the end directive. Again, we cannot use a label behind this end directive. Behind the end statement or the end directive, we cannot use the label. And any instruction written after the end directive will not be processed. If you are writing any instruction after the end directive, then that instruction will not be processed. Is it clear, yes, students? What is meant by processing? If you are writing any instruction, right? Say you write few lines of the program, right? Then you use last instruction as end. After the end instruction, if you are writing again move a comma 70h, then that instruction will not get executed. Okay. After the end directive, if you are writing the instruction move a comma 70h, that instruction will not get executed by the microcontroller. So that is the meaning of that last, the any instruction written after the end directive will not be processed. So this is the format of end directive. Format is just write end at the end of the program. This informs assembler end of the program. So this should be always the last statement in the program. This is always last statement in the program. Label is not permitted. Note here, for end directive also, we are not supposed to use the label behind the end directive. Clear here? Nothing beyond end statement is processed by assembler. So these are the state control, assembler state control. They are controlling the position of the program, or they are controlling the state of the program, where the program is stored, which is the first memory location, which is the end of the program, what is the last memory location of the program. So they are controlling the state of the program, and hence they are called as assembler state control. Next, symbol definition. Symbol definition. Now, symbol definitions, they are meant to create the symbols, right? They are meant to create the symbols. I'll discuss in detail. These directives are not preceded by labels. None of these symbol definition directives, assembler directives, are preceded by label. Again, we cannot use the label behind the symbol definition directives. Symbols defined by these directives, there is a point about the symbol definition directives, that is, any symbol which is defined previously cannot be redefined. If you are defining as any symbol at one point of instruction, at one point of time in the program, then you cannot redefine the same symbol again. Okay, if it is defined previously, then you cannot define that once again. You cannot redefine it once again. So that is a point about the symbol definition directives. Symbols defined by these directives may not have been previously defined or may not be redefined by any means. Right? They should not have been previously defined. If you are defining the symbol now, then it should not be previously defined, right? And if you want to redefine it again, that also is not possible. That also is not possible, right? Set directive is only the exception. There is one directive called as set. So this set directive is the only exception that it can be redefined once it is defined. Once you are defining any symbol using the set directive, then you can redefine that symbol again using one more set directive. Okay. Let us go through these symbol definition directives. One is EQU. EQU. EQU, again the name itself indicates here. EQU means equate or equal. Format is symbol EQU expression. Symbol EQU expression. Here I have given the examples. Factor EQU 5. That means factor is equal to 5. Then accumulator ACCUM equal to A. That means accumulator is equal to A. Just we are assigning the values here. So factor is equal to 5. Right? Factor is equal to 5. 5 is assigned to factor. Accumulator equal to A. A is assigned to accumulator. Clear here? So like this, these are the examples for the equal or the equate assembler directive. So this assigns numerical value or special assembler symbol. Either it is used to assign the value or it is used to assign the symbol. Symbol must be valid symbol name. It must be a valid symbol name. Right? Accumulator A, right? B register B, right? PSW register, program status word register PSW. Okay, data pointer register DPTR. So they should be valid symbol names. You cannot use any random names here. They should be valid symbol names. Clear? This is equate directive. Next is set directive. Set. Format is symbol set expression. This is the syntax of writing the assembler directive. Symbol set expression. Okay. So here the symbol is assigned to the expression. Let us go through a few of the examples. You can see here count set 0. That means 0 is assigned to count. This set directive is similar to EQU directive. Right? Only difference is that set directive can be redefined, but EQU directive cannot be redefined. Once you are defining this at the beginning of the program, say factor equal to 5. Right? Again, you cannot define it once again. That factor equal to 5 anywhere in the program, or factor equal to 6. Like that, you cannot define it once again. Right? But here you can define that same symbol once again. Count set to 0 once it is defined, right? Or count set to 1 you can define later, like that. So it can be redefined. Defined symbol can be redefined later using another set directive. Note here, I have given a note. One cannot set a symbol which was equated and cannot equate a symbol which was set. You cannot equate a symbol which is already set, or you cannot set a symbol which is already equated. What does it mean? Suppose if you are using factor equal to 5, right? Then you cannot use factor set 5. Here you are using EQ directive factor EQU 5. Okay. Then later you cannot use factor set 5. This is not possible. Or say you are written at the beginning count set 0, and later you cannot use count EQU 0. That is not possible. It is not allowed. Clear here? So these are few of the things that you will have to remember here. The next is bit directive. Bit, BIT. So this bit directive syntax is symbol bit address. Symbol bit address. So this assigns a bit address to specified symbol name. It is used to assign the address of that bit, the memory location of that bit, to the symbol. So symbol defined as a bit cannot be redefined elsewhere in the program. For all the that is symbol definition directives, they cannot be redefined anywhere except for the set directive. Only the set directive can be redefined, but other directives, that is EQ directive and bit directive, cannot be redefined in the program. Symbol defined as bit cannot be redefined. Then examples are not input bit P3.7. The memory location, this bit memory location P3.7 means port 3 7th bit it is. Port 3 7th bit. So the memory location of this P3.7 will be stored in not underscore input. Then and underscore output bit P3.0. That means the memory location of port pin P3.0, port bit P3.0. P3.0, what it indicates? Port 3 0th bit. that is LSB. So the memory location of this bit is assigned to and underscore output. It is stored in and underscore output. Clear here? So these are symbol definition directives. Which are the three symbol definition directives here, students? Which are the three symbol definition directives? Yes, anybody tell me? Three symbol definition directives here. Yes. Anybody please tell me? EQ is one. Next.
SCT and
SCT. Yes.
BIT.
Then
BIT.
BIT. Okay, fine. Correct. Correct. So these are the three symbol definition directives. Last one in the assembly directives is storage initialization or reservation. Storage initialization or reservation. These are meant to store the values, right? The values are separated by a comma, so they are meant to store either byte data or 16-bit data, right? They are meant to store either 1 byte of data, right? Or they are meant to store 16-byte values, consecutive values. Okay. Let us see the format of these storage initialization or reservation directives. First one is DB. DB stands for defined byte. Defined byte. Full form of DB is defined byte. Format is label colon DB expression list. Format is label. You can use label for this. Note here. But for the symbol definition directives, you are not supposed to use the labels. But for storage initialization or reservation, we can use the label. Okay. Format label DB expression list. Let us see the examples here. Example is squares DB 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. What are these values? Can anybody point out me? What are these values? 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25.
Square numbers.
Yes, any idea?
Square numbers.
They are the, yes? Square of number, square of natural number. Yes, yes, correct. Square of the natural. Yes, yes, correct. You are right. You are right. Correct. Square numbers. Okay. So 0, 1, 4, 9, 0 is a square of 0, 1 is a square of 1, 2 is square is 4, 3 square is 9, like that. Okay. So they are the square of the numbers. Then these values are assigned to squares. These values are assigned to squares. That means the first memory location, right? That is for this squares that stores the 0. That is mentioned in the program. What is the first memory location of the squares? So that first memory location first stores the first value, that is 0. The next memory location stores 1. Next to that memory location stores 4, like that. Suppose say in program you are using org 100h. That is the first memory location of that program. Then you are using squares, right? So squares will point out to 100h. That means in 100h memory location, first value 0 is stored. In 101h, 1 is stored. In 102h, 4 is stored. In 103h, 9 is stored, like that. So like these, like that, these values will be stored. Okay. The expression list is a series of one or more byte values separated by commas. If a label is used, it is assigned the address of the first byte. If you are using a label, so that label is assigned first memory location of the value that you are mentioning in the list. Okay, the first value is 0, so its memory location will be assigned to squares. Clear? Next is DW, defined word. DB is defined byte, and DW is defined word. Defined word. Format is, syntax is format label DW expression list. Same format as that of DB, except instead of DB you have to use DW. Format label DW expression list. So this DW directive is meant for 16-bit values. It is same as a DB directive, except 2 memory locations are assigned for each data item. For every value, it is assigning 2 memory locations. Here in DB directive, for one value, there is only 1 memory location, right? Here, 2 memory locations are assigned for each data item. For every value, it is assigning 2 memory locations. Okay, let us take one example, then it is clear to you. Memory location example, mem DW1234H 5678H. So these are 16-bit values. Okay, so the 16-bit memory location of 1234H, that will be stored in mem. That will be stored in mem. That is the first memory location. Right? Suppose say the 16-bit memory location where this 1234H value is stored is say 5915. 5915H. That means this mem will be assigned the memory location 5915H. The first memory location of the first value that will be assigned to this mem label. Okay, it will be assigned to this mem label. Then next value is 5678H. This will be assigned to the next memory location. Right? Suppose for first memory location is 5915H, right? Then it is a 16-bit memory location. So 5915 stores the higher byte, say 12. Then 5916 stores the lower byte, say 34. Okay. Then next is 5917. That stores 56, the higher byte of the value. 5918 stores the 78. That is the lower byte of the value. Clear here? So these are the various assembler directives of 8051 microcontroller. So which are the main three assembler directives of 8051 microcontroller? Which are those? First one is assembler.
DB.
Yes. First one EQU, and that is called as what? Main heading of that. Assembler.
Symbol definition.
Symbol
Symbol
assembler.
definition is second one. It is second one. Okay. In symbol definition, we have bit, right? EQU, then set. Okay. Then before that, what we discussed? First one, assembler state control. Assembler state control. Yes. ORG directive and end directive. Is it not? ORG and end. And the last one is storage initialization or reservation. That is DB and DW. So remember this, in examination they may ask a question on this. Explain the various assembler directives of 8051 microcontroller. So you have to explain all these. First say what is an assembler directive, you have to define it. Okay, then you have to go on explaining each one of these. That is, first is assembler state control. Under that we have ORG and end. The next is symbol definition, we have set. Then bit and one more EQU. With examples you have to explain. Then last one is the storage initialization or reservation. We have DB and DW. So you have to explain all these with examples. Clear, students? So any doubts here up till now? Up till now, any doubts here? Yes. Any doubts up till here?
No, sir.
Clear, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Any questions up till now? Any questions here? Any questions up till now? Clear, right? To everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let us move on to the next topic, that is instruction set. Okay. So in 8051 microcontroller, we are now familiar with few of the instructions of 8051 microcontroller, that we have come across move instruction, right, which is giving the instruction to move the value from source to destination, from source location to destination location. Left side of the comma is destination, right side of the comma is source. I give the example of move a comma 40h. A is destination, left of the comma, and 40h is source. The value stored in 40h memory location will be moved into A register. Value stored in source, that is 40h memory location, will be moved into destination, that is A register. Clear here? So these are the instructions that we have in 8051 microcontroller. So these instructions are classified mainly into 5 types. First one is data transfer instructions. That is the move instruction. It is the most commonly used instruction out of all the 8051 instructions. So these instructions perform movement or data transfer. They are meant to perform movement of the data or transfer of data between CPU, memory, and IO devices. Right. The next is arithmetic instructions. Arithmetic instructions are for performing arithmetical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right, or converting the data from hexadecimal to decimal, decimal to hexadecimal, binary to hexadecimal, data conversion operations. So all these come under arithmetic instructions. Logical instructions. Logical instructions are the one which are meant to perform logical operations such as logical AND, logical OR, logical XOR, or complementing, okay, rotating, shifting, swapping. Okay, swapping is you are exchanging the higher byte with the lower byte. That is called as swapping. You studied this in C language, swapping the word, okay, swapping the letters, correct? So same here also, swapping means you are exchanging the higher nibble with the lower nibble. in a byte data, in 1 byte data. Okay. So these are logical instructions. Then we have program branching instructions. Program branching instructions are the instructions that transfer the control from normal execution of instructions to some other instruction or to some other target address, right? So these instructions, they transfer the control from normal sequence of instruction execution to the specified destination or target address. Yesterday I discussed few of the instructions. In previous class also we have discussed jump instruction, forward jump, backward jump. Okay, so there we calculated the target address. We calculate the target address or the destination address to which the jump will take place. Correct? So these are called as program branching instructions. Program branching instructions. And the last one is bit manipulation instructions. Bit manipulation instructions are meant for performing the bit operations. Operations on single bit, manipulating individual bits, or it may be, that is, it may be manipulating bit of bit addressable memory or ports, individual bits of port, registers, register bits, or it is capable of also controlling the transfer of program execution to the destination address. For example, jump if carry, it is single bit. Carry stores always 1 bit, either 0 or 1. So when I use the instruction jump if carry, it means if carry equal to 1, only then it will jump to the destination address, or only then it will jump to the target address. If carry is 0, right? If carry is 0, then it will not jump to target address. It will not jump to the destination address, right? So such instructions, they come under bit manipulation instructions. Clear here? So which are the 5 instructions of 5 types of instructions of 8051 microcontroller students? Classification of instructions of 8051 microcontroller. Tell me that. Classification. How do we classify? Yes.
Data
First one.
transfer, arithmetic.
Yes.
Data transfer.
Next. Okay. Data transfer, arithmetic. Next. Yes.
Logical.
Next. Next one.
Program branching.
Program branching. Very good.
And bit manipulation.
Bit manipulation.
Yes, correct. So these are the various 5 types of instructions of the 8051 microcontroller. Okay. So let us take up the first one among the instruction set, that is data transfer instructions, that is move instruction. Okay. So syntax of move instruction is move destination byte comma source byte. Move destination byte comma source byte. This is the syntax. So this transfers the data from the source location to the destination location. Left side is destination, right side is source. Okay. So it transfers the data from source to the destination. So this source may be, it may be a register, it may be a memory, or it may be immediate value. So this is source, it may be a register, or it may be a memory location, or it may be a immediate value. Okay. Then this is transferred to register or memory. The destination may be a register or it may be a memory location. Okay. So source location retains a data byte and is not affected. The source location, this is the source side. So this source, suppose if I use the instruction move a comma hash 40h. Okay. Or if I'm using say move a comma R2, move a comma R2, value stored in R2 will remain the same. It is not altered. Value in R2 will be moved into a register when I execute move a comma R2. But the value in R2 will not change. Value in R2 will not change. It retains the same copy. Okay. It will not change. It is not going to alter. So that is the meaning of source location retains the data byte and is not affected. These are few of the move instructions. Move a comma hash data. It is move a comma hash 34h. 34h is moved into a register. This is the general format. Move rn comma hash data. N means it can be any register. It can be any register, R0, R1, R2, R3, right? R5, R6, R7, any register. Example is move R1 comma hash 67h. That is the value 67h will be stored in R1 register. Value 67h will be stored in R1 register. Clear here? And move a comma Rn. Move a comma Rn. Example is move a comma R1. Okay. Move a comma R1. That is value in R1 register will be moved into a register. Then move a comma at Ri. move a comma at ri, right? Example is move a comma at r0 or move a comma at r1. Which addressing mode is this? Move a comma at ri. Yes. Which addressing mode is this? Anybody can tell me addressing mode. Which addressing mode is this?
Indirect addressing mode.
Indirect addressing mode, correct. It is indirect addressing mode. Okay. What about move a comma rn, which is which addressing mode? Move a comma rn.
Register.
Register addressing
mode.
mode. Correct. It is register addressing mode, right? So these are few of the instructions. Remaining instructions we will take up in the next class. In today's class, we discussed about starting with the assembler directives, various assembler directives of 8051 microcontroller. Then next one, we took up the instructions, 5 types of instructions of 8051 microcontroller. Then later, data transfer instruction. The first one among that, move instruction we have started, and we will take up some more move instructions in the next class, and we'll continue with the other types of instructions, okay, in our next class. Fine, students. Any questions here, students? Any questions here? Any questions here? Any doubts?
No, sir.
No? See, if you have any doubts or any questions, any clarifications, you can ask. Nandish, any questions?
No, sir.
No? Okay, fine. Okay. Then we'll wind up the today's class here. We'll
No.
continue in the next. Okay, fine. Okay. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.